What's going on, YouTube? I am the one, the only Ant-Man816. Make sure to comment on the video, like it, and subscribe. So today's subject, doing the right thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! I understand that this issue has been talked about before, and the reason why I want to do this video is because a YouTuber who is about a little bigger than me, I won't say by how much. If you can tell who he is by what I say, I request that you keep it to yourself, because this is honestly just my opinion. We can agree to disagree if you feel the same way, especially if you know the dude. But alright, so we're going to get into this. Doing the right thing. What does doing the right thing mean? It means that when you see something going on and it should not be going on, do you say something about it, or do you come? It's like that TV show that used to come on, What Would You Do? You know, they'd have people act out a scene, and they would, film and see what people do. Would they just stand by and let it happen, or would someone go over there and be like, "Hey, man, what you doing over there, huh? What you doing, huh? Talk to that girl one more time like that. I stab you, man." And then, the camera crew would come out and be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hey, hey. Knock it off, Now, I'm not saying get like that crazy, but, And, yeah. So, I've heard that somebody wants to do something along the lines of calling somebody out because apparently they were a naughty person, and do it through YouTube, and it just bothers me so, because of the simple fact is, like, are you an adult? Do we sit here and play show and card games, make fun of each other? Yes, that's fun. But do we sit here and literally call somebody out for doing what they're doing wrong? Especially if they're representing something? No. If they're representing something and they could stand to hurt our game or anything like that, or they're just being total assholes, they need to be dealt with the proper way. I'm sorry, but I'm only 23 years old. I'll be 24 in 3 months, but I have more common sense of dealing with shit the right way than some people, instead of just being a bitch. Because you can either be a bitch and bitch about it, or you can be a man and do what you need to do and report them. Now, I understand that we could kind of have the ghetto mentality of snitches get stitches, but at the same time, it's like, this is the real world. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Unless you're a paranoid freak, you're not going to be walking around with blades on you. You're not going to be walking around with guns. You're not going to be, having a stick ready to fight, unless, people are truly hating you, or you got all the cards in the world and you make yourself a target because you are an asshole prick that won't trade shit. But here's the thing. And, that's the issue at hand, and whatever happens there happens. I just wish the person's doing it would be such a complete idiot, but that's just my opinion. And it got me thinking. It really got me thinking to the bigger point. It's like locals, YCS, or locals, regionals, and YCS. Do you do the right thing when you're there? Locals, you're 9 out of 10 times more likely to accept misplays and to let game state go back through and everything else. And then you're also most likely to trade block, or not really a trade block. It just depends on the little kids there and everything, because you want the little kids, because without the kids, this game needs more kids and more people to have it thrive and everything. And then at regionals, and definitely at locals too, again, like if you see someone stealing stuff, do you say something, or do you not question it, or, and the same if you go for regionals, to a sense. Do you let misplays happen? Do you say it's okay? Do you rewind them and whatnot? Or do you do what needs to be done and be like, whoa, 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 you can't do that? And I can see where more of like along the lines of like you do the right thing and reasons like whoa 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 you can't do that, you know, because everyone's there competing for one thing and one thing only, your invite. Locals you're not getting invite. Locals is just for local prizes, so you're able to let some of this place go through. You're liable to let some things happen because you can still get the W, but you're focused on trying to win. And then people are trying to say it's rule sharking. No, there's a difference between rule sharking and playing the game right. Rule sharking is when you nitpick about every little thing and you try to win by every little rule. Stay in the game is when they're trying to hero blast Crusader or Chevalier. It's like you can't do that in your hero deck, but yet they try to anyway. And then a white says is if you see people bullying, if you see someone up to no good, if you see someone doing this, that, and other, I mean, what do? Do you just let it go because it's none of your business, or do you go and tell somebody? Be like, hey, you know, you need to watch out this dude over here. He acting kind of shady. And that's really it for it. It's like, do you call it out when you see it, or do you just let it go because it's not you? I personally want to know. And that's really it for the video, but I'm going to go ahead and add the story in just if you guys stay for this story. There's a guy in my locals I know, and he's been known to, for sneak peeks, try to win sneak peeks because he'll go to a sneak peek the day before and then come with the cards, and he'll try to switch and swap and use the cards he got yesterday in the tournament, saying this is what he pulled. And he's pretty good about it. He only pulls something that he only builds something he thinks would win. He would have the 45 cards. You know, he's done this before apparently. And unfortunately, even though I'm not saying I'm a hypocrite, but what I'm saying is because the guy sometimes always overpriced this stuff with me, I let it go. I could have called him on it. He played me first. I saw what happened. I saw him put the cards into his coach, and I saw him grab the deck out. And yeah, he beat me. He went on to finish like top 4. The way we had our sneak peeks was a little bit different back then. And so the point is, I did that because he had a few cards that I needed, and later on we did trade, and we gave each other the look, and he traded at standard prices. So, I mean, did I do wrong there? Because not only could have probably beat him if he pulled jank, and I could have went on to win more, but I did it because I wanted to gain something out of it. And it was just a sneak peek. There's nothing really to gain out of it, you know, except for a match. And so that's why I really didn't want to make a big deal. But when it comes to something that could certainly affect people or ruin their gameplay, because let's face it, the one thing that will end Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that people just don't want to play anymore. And I've already know people bitching about it before with all the cards coming out. But even with all the cards coming out, people are just like, oh, well, I don't want to spend the money to get it. Well, I'll just try to pull in a pack. And sometimes they get lucky, they pull in a pack, or they find something else to play. But when that experience of playing is gone, that's when things go south. Like, well, I just don't want to play anymore because I have nowhere to play. But why don't you go play a such and such? Well, I don't want to play a such and such. Why? Because last time I was there, I had a very bad experience. You know, that's what happens to some of these kids who go to locals, and they're just kids, and so they accidentally leave their binder or their dog box down, and then they worked hard to collect all the cards they worked hard to collect, because not everybody have their mama hand-feeding them Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And they lose their deck, they lose their binder, they get discouraged, they don't want to play anymore. And yeah, some of us older guys have bounced back because we can find the funds, we can find the way to bounce back. But when it comes straight down to it, it's just like, we really need to do what we can to make sure that the experience for people are better. And watch out for those low-life assholes who are just going to ruin it for people. Because, and I know I apologize, guys. I just want to give you guys the proper train of thought. And the proper train of thought is, if I can go to a place and feel safe, I'm there. If I can go to a place to know where I'm going to trade people, and yeah, there are going to be some assholes there, but everyone else is pretty cool and chill. There ain't going to be no fights, and I don't have to worry about my cars getting stolen left and right and shit like that. That's going to be the place I want to be, And I think I'm going to end the video on that note because I previously talked about how to protect yourself at events and everything like that. 100 other people have done it. If you guys want me to talk about it again, reissue some stuff in a newer video, comment down below. And comment down below and tell me what you guys think about it. So anyway, guys, I'm the one and only Ant-Man816. There's always a move to make. Later, too.